What's the difference between an integer and a real number? Is an integer a real number?
Oh, that's a really good question. Those types of numbers get really, really confusing sometimes, so I can definitely answer that. So a real number and an integer. If you cut to my screen, I'm going to show a couple examples. Real numbers encompass most of the numbers that you have probably worked with throughout your math career, most of them. What makes an integer is a specific type of real number. There are a few types of real numbers, so we have, and I could outline and speak a little bit more about the other types, but there are whole numbers. I also forgot natural numbers. There are integers. There are rational numbers. And there are irrational numbers. And these are all types of numbers that are considered real numbers. I spoke last week about a little bit about rational numbers and what makes a rational number rational. But this question is specifically about integers. Whole numbers are numbers that are, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Natural numbers are just the set of 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, but it doesn't include 0. Natural numbers, the way that you can think about it is counting numbers. So what would you do if you were counting items that are in front of you? Those are your natural numbers. Integers include whole numbers and natural numbers, but it also includes the negative set of whole numbers and natural numbers. So for example, we do include 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, but then we also include -1, -2, -3, and so on. This does not include decimals, so parts of numbers would not be considered integers. But basically, integers are real numbers. It's one of the types of numbers that are included in the set of real numbers. And that can definitely get confusing when you're thinking about, okay, well, if I gave you a number such as 5, it is a real number, it's a whole number, it's a natural number, and it's an integer. And that's okay. It can be a lot of different types of numbers, but yes, so to answer that question briefly, the answer is yes, integers are real numbers as well. So hopefully that helps. It's kind of, the types of numbers are kind of confusing, but really the ones that you need to know are whole numbers, integers, and rational, irrational. Those are kind of the important ones.